And welcome back live to WomenMoneyEmpower.com. I'm Kathy DeWitt Dunn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm very thrilled to have Rick Robertson in our studio today. One of the missions for Women Money Empower is to really help women take control of their financial future. I can tell you from my experience right now, I've received a lot of telephone calls recently from women who are going through a divorce, thinking about divorce, taking a look at their options. You know, sometimes unrealistic expectations. So one of the missions of this radio show is to really give you food for thought, to think about what you could do a little bit different later down the road. And I've got Rick Robertson, who is the president and shareholder of Kuntz Fuller. He's with me today. Rick, thanks for joining the show.
Thank you, Kathy. It's great to be here.
You know, we were talking about some things during the break, and, you know, one of the challenges right now for people that are maybe thinking about a divorce, they've never been involved in litigation, they don't know where to turn. Let's talk a little bit about what that looks like. Let's say that somebody's listening to the show today and they're thinking that they might want to give you a call. How does the intake process and the meetings go, and what can they expect?
Most people that call my office and set up appointments with me or any of the other lawyers in our firm have a number of things in common. First of all, it's frequently the first time that they've ever had to go through the process. And I refer to my clients that are in that category as unsophisticated consumers of legal services, which is a good thing. It means they haven't had to be involved in lawsuits and they haven't had to go through divorces. But that always creates a little bit of fear, a little bit of anxiousness, not knowing what's going to happen, not knowing what to expect. So in any initial conference, we try to make sure that our clients walk away educated. So I divide our initial conference into 3 different segments. The first is information gathering, so that I can make a diagnosis and give someone information that is going to educate and inform them. Secondly, I like to talk to people about the substantive law. What does a judge have the authority to do? What is a judge likely to do? What can they expect in terms of different possibilities on the outcome of their case? And thirdly, it's so important to talk about the process. The process of a divorce. How long is it going to take? What can you expect to happen along the way? How much is it likely to cost? And all those are variables. There is no absolute set answer. It's not completely predictable, but I always look to educate my clients so that when they leave the office, they can make informed decisions rather than decisions that are based upon assumptions. And we have always many well-meaning friends, family members who are happy to give us advice, but that advice sometimes creates, as you said, unrealistic expectations or incorrect assumptions.
And divorce can be very expensive. What is one of the ways that people that are going through a divorce can cut down on the cost? Because it can be very expensive.
It can, and most divorce lawyers end up charging based upon their time. It's impossible to predict how much time it's going to take in a case, and it's impossible to control how your spouse is going to react, how your spouse's lawyer is going to react and act, and there are many things, of course, that can happen during the course of a divorce that require a great deal more time, and time always equates to money. As in anything else, though, the more you can be organized, the more information that you have, the more you can eliminate the emotion from those decisions and deal with things from a business perspective and from a logic perspective, the better chance you have of reducing your expenses. Of course, another way to do that is to have amongst your team of professionals certified planners that can help you make those decisions and come to those conclusions at much lower rates than what you may end up having to pay your lawyers.
And that's a great point, and that's the reason why I'm bringing this show out on the air, Rick, is the fact as being a certified divorce financial analyst is being able to put a lot of the pieces together for people that are going through a divorce to be able to work side by side with the attorneys to help make recommendations on financial planning and division of assets and the tax implications. I mean, never in any way do I ever tell anybody this is how you should divide up your assets, but what you can show them is this is the taxable event, this is long-term what you'll end up with, and being able to show them through analysis what they're going to end up with. It's much different than I want 50% of everything.
It's so interesting that divorce lawyers and family lawyers have to know a little bit about almost every area of law. So it is a very complicated area that can have many, many different layers. And attorneys who spend the majority of their career developing the expertise in that area have an advantage over, for example, a woman who has simply left all that to her husband. So the more she can involve other professionals that may be able to help her assess, analyze, and determine what her tax implications may be with the ownership or division of various assets, or just what the likelihood is of developing a good income stream from that asset will be in the future. Those are so important, so helpful.
You know what? That's some great information today. Today you've been listening to Rick Robertson, president and shareholder of Kuntz Fuller. If you'd like to reach out to him and get some information, please give me a call today. What I'll do is I'll be able to send you a link to his website, 972-473-4700, or feel free to Google Rick Robertson in the Dallas-Fort Worth area family law, and you'll see his website and find out all of his information and how to be able to contact him. He's a super lawyer. He's got some very super advice for you today. Rick, thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you, Kathy.
You know what, if you'd like to get some information today, give me a call. You could reach me at 972-473-4700. We're going to be hosting some workshops here in my studio. We're going to be talking about Social Security benefits, widow benefits, how to maximize your retirement accounts. Once again, Rick, thank you for being on the show.
It was great to be here, Kathy. Thank you.
Well, if you'd like to get some more information and a link to Rick, give me a call today, 972-473-4700. This is WomenMoneyEmpowered.com. I'm Kathy DeWitt Dunn. I'll see you next week. (972-473-4700). That's 972-473-4700. Or you can log on to my website today at WomenMoneyEmpowered.com. You can download my Quadro brochure. It's got a lot of great information. It talks about the tax implications. Again, that website is WomenMoneyEmpowered.com.